Jesus will redeem us by giving this filial relationship to us. So, this thing is what is said here, the third verse, Romans 10. For being ignorant of the righteousness that comes from God and seeking to establish their own, they have not submitted God's righteousness. So, if at all they refuse to make a covenant and thus ask for this adoption, they are people who don't submit themselves to God's righteousness. That's what will be scrutinized in the last day. So, and then the right to become the children of God will be granted to that person on that basis. See, this thing you can find in CCC 1 and CCC 1129. And so, on this basis, I am a tenant which speaks about the religious people. See, I'll read to you Luke 17th chapter from verse 7. Who among you would say to your slave who has just come in from plowing or tending sheep in the field, come here at once and take your place at the table? Who among you will say like that? Would you not rather say to him, prepare supper for me, but put on your apron and serve me while I eat and drink? Later you may eat and drink. This is what anyone could say in this world. Do you, the 9th verse says, do you thank the slave for doing what was commanded? See, a slave, we don't actually accept that we are all slaves to God. We are actually slaves. We don't have the right to question Him. Slaves don't have the right to demand something from his master. We are all like that only in this world. God is our master and we are his slaves. And so God has asked us to do something. That's what he says here. Do you thank the slave for doing what was commanded? See, the master commands the slave to do some work. Like what is said here is tending the sheep and then plowing the field. This is what is said here. This was a command given by this master in this parable to that slave. So as soon as the slave returns from work, the master does not call the slave and ask him to sit at the table with equal status. See, sitting at the table with the master means the slave is given an equal status with the master. That's what God is trying to do to us. Once He makes us all gods, according to CCC 460, we become equal with God and therefore have an equal right to sit at the table of the Lord. This is what He is going to do. But as a slave, can I expect such a request, such an invitation? No, I should never do that, is what God is telling us. See, I'll read that to you once again. Would you not rather say to him, prepare supper for me? See, after a long day of toil and all in the field, he returns. The master does not allow him to take rest. Instead, he asks him to do another work continuously. You might also have experienced this from your superiors and all. See, after hard work and after we are tired, we are actually commanded to do more work. This is what happens to this slave also. And the master will ask, prepare supper for me, put on your apron and serve me while I eat and drink. Regarding your problem, you may eat later. Later you may eat and drink. First serve me, is what any master would ask a slave. Likewise, God is also asking us to do some work in this world. And one such work which God has commanded us to do, or commanded you to do, is the work of living as religious people. So after coming away from the house and all, after leaving all our possession and all our riches in this world, we join the religious institution in the church, or we join the Catholic Church, and we believe that such a service will actually save us, or such a service will be rewarded in the form of redemption. This is what any one of the religious people would be expecting. But what does God say in the 10th verse? So you also, when you have done all that you were ordered to do, see, so you also, the religious people also, when the religious have done all that the religious were ordered to do by God, the religious should say, we are worthless slaves. We have done only what we ought to have done. See, this is actually the right which a slave gets. He cannot say anything more than this. He is a worthless slave. Be careful. We have done nothing more than what we ought to have done. We have done only what we have been commanded to do. All religious people, even for martyrs, it is the same condition. Even a martyr, the one who gives his life for the church's sake, Catholic Church's sake, does not have this right to ask to sit equally at the table of the Lord. We are all slaves, even if we are martyrs. The martyr, the one who sacrifices his life for God's sake. God's sake means for the Eucharist, or for the family of God's sakes.